What is compound interest?
Before you can talk about compound interest, let us first take a look at simple interest. Suppose you have $1,000 and you intend to put it in the bank. And this bank gives you 10% interest per annum, or in other words, 10% interest per year. On the very day that you put your money in, that is when we start to count the number of years. So at the end of the first year, the bank gives you 1,000 times 10%, which is $100 worth of interest. Come to the second year, the bank will once again give you that same $1,000 times 10%, $100. Likewise, in the third year, the bank will also give you $100. Now, how much interest have you earned in total? Now, that will be $300. Hence, the total amount will be the principal amount that you have put into the bank plus the interest you earn. So in this case, you put $1,000 inside, over 3 years you have earned $300, so the total amount you have in the bank is $1,300. So simple interest can be calculated by using a simple formula. Suppose we have a principal amount P with the interest rate R% over the number of periods N. We have this formula where the interest I equals to PRN over 100. Let us take a look at how we can use this formula. Let's go back to the previous example. Let's not talk about 3 years. Let's go all the way to 20 years. Now, how much interest do you earn in total? We will use this formula, I equals to PRN over 100, where P equals to 1000, R is 10, N is 20. Divided by 100, we have a total of $2,000 of interest in total. Now that we've understood simple interest, now let's take a look at compound interest. Suppose that you have $1,000 and you decide to put it in the bank, but this time round, this bank gives you 10% per annum compounded annually. Now, at the end of the first year, the bank will still give you the same $100, but at the end of that first year, the total amount you have in your bank is $1,100, which means at the end of the second year, the bank will calculate its interest based on that $1,100, which means the second year interest will be $110. Hence, the total amount of money you have in the bank at the end of the second year is $1,210. At the end of the third year, the bank would base on the $1,210 to give you its interest, which is $121. This makes out to be a total of $331 of interest. Hence, the total amount of money you have in the bank now is $1,331. Now, that is slightly more than the $1,300 if you were to put it in simple interest. If you think that an extra $31 over 3 years really doesn't really amount to much, why not let's extend this to 20 years? Let's take a look at simple interest. Suppose that you put it in for 20 years, you get a total interest of $2,000, which means the total amount you get in the bank is $3,000. On the other hand, in compound interest, when you put the money in for 20 years with a 10% interest rate compounded annually, you will get a total of $6,727.50. Now, that is more than half the amount of what simple interest can give you. Whoa, wait, let me just take a step back. How on earth did we just calculate the total amount without even calculating the interest? There is a formula. Suppose we have the principal amount and we know the interest rate per annum and the number of years, and it's compounded annually. We have the formula here, where A is the total amount, which equals to the principal amount times 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N, where N is the number of years, now assuming that it's compounded annually. So let us get back to the example that we've seen earlier on, whereby we put $1,000 inside the bank, which gives us 10% interest rate per annum over 20 years compounded annually. Now, with these numbers, we plug it into the formula. Okay, and then with the calculator, you calculate these values and you get a total of $6,727.50. Simple as that. Now, what happens if we change this compounded annually to compounded monthly? Our effective interest rate and the number of periods will change. The effective interest rate will be taking 10% divided by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. Likewise, the number of periods will be 20 years times 12 months, which means we have a total of 240 months to compound. Once again, we plug in these values into the formula, use the calculator, and voila, we have the answer. Wow, that actually gives us more money, $7,328.07. So in conclusion, you may be thinking that, wow, compound interest is so good, it gives me more money. Please take a step back. That is when you earn the money. Now, what happens if you owe the bank money and the interest is compounded daily? Now, that's a lot worse. So in summary, here are the two formulas that you have learned today. First, the simple interest formula, where I equals to PRN over 100, and the compound interest, where A, the total amount, equals to P times 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. And with that, we've come to the end of this lesson, so here are some practice questions for you to practice the use of the compound interest formula. Yeah!